also give us the opposite experience, aversion or antipathy. Our deepest choices are based on the feeling perceptions of the heart. The perception of the heart also gives rise to what we call intuition, that is, our ability to see patterns, for both love and intuition are based on similarity and difference. From patterns we build the experience of the whole, so the heart is the seat of holistic awareness as well as love, aversion and choice. In the aha moment of an intuitive perception, we also feel that we are experiencing truth. So the heart is the source of our experience of love, holism and truth. This method of perception was known as the light of nature by the animist philosophers. The accumulation of knowledge based on this emotionally secure, holistically complete truth-seeing was known as the wisdom of nature, or Natura Sophia. Now we begin to see that there is an animistic educational system, which is traditionally called the School of Nature. This is the platform upon which Sajah constructs the rest of this wonderful book. He draws on the innate intelligence of the natural world, both earth and sky. The subjects in this schoolhouse include alchemy, astrology, and herbal medicine. If nature is not a dead thing but alive, then our science must be based upon the incarnation of the spirit and soul into the body. The study and application of these transformations is what we call alchemy. If there are patterns within the living nature, then we must have a vocabulary, and this is where astrology comes in, not just as a predictive art, but also as a language of energy patterns. And finally, our co-walkers in the living nature, minerals, plants, and animals, want to interact with us as peers, teachers, and healing agents. So Sajah shares his herbal experience with us, based on more than a decade of direct herbal, clinical, and alchemical laboratory experience. All these teachings come together, for herbs are prepared alchemically, described elementally and astrologically, and administered holistically to heal the whole person. Sajah slowly develops this remarkable vision of natural wholeness from a pearl to a living globe of energetic architecture. But there is an additional implication. The living nature is loving, holistic, and comprehensive, so it is always expanding and attempting to enlarge the experience and spirituality of her established citizens, and to solicit new associates. This means she is evolutionary, or even co-evolutionary, for she is always working through her citizens, mineral, plant, animal, and human. The whole is always influencing the parts, and each part influences the whole. As Sajah once said to me, as we heal, our soul evolves, and as our soul evolves, we must heal. These are two sides of the same leaf. This synergy of plant medicine, alchemy, astrology, and the living nature ultimately culminates as a model of evolutionary herbalism. This is the holistic healing so many people seek and need in our modern world, which is so far removed from the living nature, yet so close to it. But evolutionary herbalism is not limited to herbalism. This book carries other implications, like the little ship loaded with spices and gems, sailing from magical faraway lands to enrich the planet in many disciplines and directions. Matthew Wood, Sunnyfield Herb Farm, wherever that may be. Introduction. Ancient teachings for a new paradigm of plant medicine. A plant has stood up in the forest and called your name. Now more than ever, humanity needs the healing power of medicinal plants, and not just as alternatives to over-the-counter or prescription drugs that put band-aids on symptoms. We need true healing that changes the way we live on this Mother Earth. Healing that touches our hearts and minds, that helps our consciousness return to the natural order of life. For there is a spiritual sickness pervading humanity, lying at the roots of the problems we face individually and collectively, casting the illusion that we are separate from nature. This spiritual sickness, spreading through our true hearts, infecting our natural minds, and contaminating the purity of our bodies, is ultimately destroying the planet itself. In this way, we need transformational healing.